Hey everyone, and welcome to another installment of Tom's World. Today we are going to brave what I have been dreading this whole time. I want to get to Dinosaur Lake really badly. I tried going down the side road, which I think is called Byberry Road on this side. There's many Byberry roads around here. And then on the other side of the creek, it's called Gravel Pike. There used to be a bridge there. That's been gone for a long time due to a massive flood that happened well over a decade ago, maybe even closer to 2 decades ago. Anyway, so I couldn't get through either way there, and the only feasible thing I could do is just traverse down through the homeless encampments, and hopefully everybody's cool. So let's go carefully check this out. So as per usual, I am going to film as I go down here, just in case I take a tumble, and so it's known when I do go through the residents down here, I won't be saying anything if I am filming. If there's a lot of people walking around, I may not film, just out of respect for their privacy. I mean, just because they're homeless does not mean that they're without rights, even though technically it's not against the law for me to film them because it's out in public, but blah blah blah. But still, just a respect thing. And yeah, I'm starting to be able to see all the little different residences we have here. Hopefully, like I said, hopefully everything's cool and they just let me go through. Okay, I think I got past the majority of it. I think this is where I go down. It's been a little while. Did I go too far? I think I might have. This is crazy. Alright, thanks to some helpful guidance by the local residents, I have found where I cross. So we're going to keep this rolling as I make my way on some of these slippery rocks here. They're not all stable either. All right, so far so good. I did see what looked like a tent on the other side. My foot just, yep, my sock is wet. All right. So I'm hoping that there's not a whole lot over here, as this is like our main focal point. Slippery, slippery. Ooh. Here, I'll point it more down so you can see what I'm dealing with here. From this part on, it's not too bad, but if you look back, sorry for the quick spin, yeah, a lot of that's pretty slippery. So we're going to continue. I think we got this. I think I hear people up there. All right. Oh, we made it. And I don't see any tents, so that's a good thing. Although I kind of figured that on the Bensalem side. But we're here. We are here. Dinosaur Lake, or lack thereof. So the island the dinosaurs were on is out that way. I think you could see it from here, that little raised area. But man, let's see if we can get a better shot of this if I go further down this way. You could tell that this is not very traversed anymore. The paths used to be really apparent. You can see all the encampments over there. Yeah, I remember this point. That is definitely the island over there, just above the tall grass looking stuff. I wonder if this is solid to walk on yet. I would have to think so after all this time. I mean, it's been a couple years since I've been here, and it's hard to see, but just past where the ground goes in a little bit right there on the other side of it, that's where the wall broke out during the tornado back in 21 that drained Dinosaur Lake. It brought a quick end to Dinosaur Lake, but it had a leak and it was slowly draining, but the rains kept it up. Still looks pretty muddy, actually. We'll find out as we step in here. But yeah, I would definitely be in the lake right now. This almost looks like corn growing here. It's not, but it looks like it. Ground's a little mushy. That looks like it formed a little stream here. It's a little stream going out to the creek. So there is still some water here in Dinosaur Lake. Crazy. I'd probably be up to at least my knees right now. Maybe more, because I would have sunk down in the mud. And well, I'm not going to walk through this way. I can come back here in the winter when all this is down or dried out and there's less of a worry about ticks. But I could see over on that side, I don't know if you can, there we go, the base of those plants growing out of the ground is very marshy. So it still hasn't completely dried out, which is amazing. But for now, we'll go back up here. We'll go back down where we came from and then keep going around. See how overgrown that path has gotten. That path was pretty wide. But that's the best way to get to the island. So should you come back here to check this place out for yourself, first thing we learned, the homeless people, they're not violent, at least the ones that are here now. Just keep that in mind. Also, be on the lookout for this stuff. I've told you guys before, I believe this is mature poison ivy. So if you have an allergy to it, make sure you stay clear of that. But also, another thing to look out for is golf balls. Because on the other side of that is the Bensalem Country Club, I think it's called. And they have a golf course there. And as you will see, if you've not seen any of my previous videos here, there'll be a lot of golf balls on the ground. And I only thought of that because as I was walking back here, I heard the sound of somebody hitting a golf ball, and I went, oh yeah, there's that too. But that's pretty open over here. A little bit of growth on the floor of the woods here. How about that? Wow. Such a difference. And this down tree, I think that was here when this was a lake. Because I seem to remember turtles being on top of it. Wonder what happened to all of those. Maybe, I guess they made their way to the creek. I don't know. and there was like a beaver living back here, and there was all kinds of things, man. The herons used to hang out here. You can see, I think this is part of the country club over here, like the corner. Yeah, I can see somebody with their golf cart over here. Sorry, I almost tripped. And I don't know what kind of animals are living in there now, but I heard them moving around as I was walking. Wow, man, it's crazy being back here. I didn't think I would ever get back here again. Trail's a little slanted here. Seem to recall that from when I was here with Kenny and Donna Biddle. Ooh, they had the channel K&D Adventures. It's still out there, they just don't post to it anymore. That little thing's landing on me. And yes, I did put on my deep woods off. Absolutely. And there's some golf balls. Just a few, huh? You know, I had joked that someone might make a lucrative little side business by coming back here, collecting all these balls, cleaning them, and reselling them. But I never did it. Why? I have no idea. I mean, some of these are probably shot. No pun intended. But I'm sure a lot of them are still really good. Like, got a Titleist here. All different brands. Different grades of balls. The island is close. And there's deer down there. Man, it's a young buck. Hopefully he just gets scared and runs off. There he goes. Because that's where I want to go. And there's a lot of golf balls right here. Well, we can't come all this way and not go up on what used to be an island. Some power hitters in there. There's golf balls all the way down here. Okay, something just ran away. And I just heard a bullfrog, or some kind of frog. The ground is a little mushy. And the grass is a bit high. Well, weeds, whatever you want to call them. So be careful when you come back here. You never know. Might find a groundhog hole that you step in, or who knows what. Alright. Let's try to get up here. I think I went up here once before. Oh, right here is part of one of the dinosaurs. So you could see the original mesh, and these were crafted by a gentleman named Standish Ford Hansel. The name may be familiar to you if you're from the area and you're old enough to remember him. He had that bar on the other side of the country club called the Barn. That was his, and all the stuff you saw in there was his. And that big old fire engine that he had there, that was what was originally supposed to be up here. But he changed his mind, and he decided to make dinosaurs. He made the wire meshing inner part, and then by boat he took them across this lake, which he made, and he made sure to leave the island here because he knew he wanted to put them there. And this is part of one of them. There was two different dinosaurs and a serpent. I just can't remember exactly. Was it like a T-Rex and a Stegosaurus? I think think I might have an easier time going up around there. Let's go back down here. It's hard to do, you know. I don't really have a free hand. I have my gimbal in one hand and my water in the other, because when I attach my water to my backpack, it makes a lot of noise. Yeah, this should be easier to get up here. Even a golf ball here. All right, got our footing, and here we are, the island of Dinosaur Lake. And this is looking out onto the lake here, or what was the lake. Little trees and stuff growing in there now. And I do see that off to my right there is another encampment over there, so we're not going to go down that way. It looks rather large, so we'll leave them alone. But here are the legs, or what's left of the legs or feet of one of the dinosaurs. And over here are some more. Got one right there. Another one right there. So I think the way it was is there was a dinosaur here. There was another one there. And I think that one would have had the 4 legs. This one would have had the 2 legs, I think. And then right in the middle, somewhere in there, there was the stump of an old tree. It was a pretty tall stump, and it had like a serpent wrapped around it. All made by Standish Ford Hansel. And if you want the history of this place and Standish Ford, I almost messed up his name every time, and Standish Ford Hansel, you could go watch that first video of mine. I will put that in the description of this video so you can check that out. But I may have been wrong. This one on the right may have been the one with the 4 legs, because there's a giant piece of concrete here, and then another one way down there. Yep, right there. There's multiple pieces of concrete down there, and they're in the shape of the legs and stuff. So the head for either one of these is long gone. I think somebody told me that they actually used to come here with like M80s and stick them in, or quarter sticks, stick them in their mouths and light them and stuff. And I'm sure that all it takes is once with that. Not sure what this rather large hole is here. I'm sure it was from a tree that was here. Maybe, I don't know, maybe that's where the serpent was. Maybe it was like in between the 2 dinosaurs. I got the impression from the pictures that it was in front, and that picture was taken from the other side there, facing here, because it did look further away, and this side is closer to the trails. So I don't know. Still some remnants of the lake here. Not many. There's a woodpecker off here somewhere. I hear him. Of course he doesn't make a noise. Damn animals. Never on cue. Yeah, there used to be a lot of geese here too at one time. Obviously if the water's gone, they're not going to stick around, but I don't know, maybe they do stop by here out of habit once in a while. Trying to figure out where it was I came up. I think it was over here. I don't think it was, but I think I can get down that way. Let's give it a shot. Scarier than it looks. Whoa. Yeah, let's take a different way. That way's not ideal. Where the heck did I come up? I know it was right by a, it's gonna sound stupid, it was right by a tree. Oh, it was right on the other side of the concrete here. I got it. I know you were all probably shouting at me, oh, it's over there. This may not be the exact place I went down, but that's where I'm going down now. Hopefully not in a bad way. Oh, this is where I came up. Yep. Got it. We got it. It's fine. Man, almost took a spill there too. Yeah, so it is still somewhat soggy here. Not unlike my hat right now, because I am sweating like a pig. Whew. They need to make deep woods off work for mosquitoes too, because it apparently does not. They like to buzz right in my ear. All right. I see pee bottles. Pee bottles are like they were water or soda or whatever at some time, and now they're filled with pee. You're out in the woods. Just pee anywhere. The animals do it. Okay. Heading up. And we're back on the trail. But yeah, going down that way, it's not too far down where I saw another encampment. And it looks rather large. So we will definitely let them be. But hey, you did get to see some of the encampments here. But I will say that the people I did run into as I was coming to the creek, not only very helpful, but they were nice. So all this time I've been worried for nothing. It's, usually the case. But I still can't believe I finally got here. All this time I was afraid for nothing. I mean, doesn't mean that the people that are here now were the ones that were here when I first discovered the encampment. It did seem a bit bigger when I was looking from the top of the hill by the parking lot back in the winter or the fall. So maybe some have left, or whatever would have happened to them. But yeah, the people there are nice. I couldn't find, as you saw in the beginning of the video, I couldn't find the beach that I was looking for, and he pointed me right to it. It was right behind where they have their setup. And even though I am doused with deep woods off, I'm still gonna have to do a tick check when I get back. Especially, I had just recently gone to the dermatologist and had a couple of abnormalities removed from my face and neck area, and I have to check on them when I get home too. I did put the ointment on. I don't need to have the band-aids on really at this point, because they're pretty much closed up. They're just healing still. And when I'm at work I do, because I got to put sunscreen on, or sunblock rather. But other than that, I can just let them breathe and heal. Still got to wait for the results though. They said it'll be about 2 weeks. So this Wednesday will be 1 week. But even if it is some kind of skin cancer, it's not that big of a deal if they got it all. I mean, I am out in the sun a lot, not just from making these videos, although the sun's not really out right now, but at work, I work at the Chamonix State Park, maintenance, I'm always outside. And now we've reached the creek again, so now I just got to go back down this little hill and across the rocks. I don't know what this concrete was from. Wonder if it was like a lock. Did you see that? My gimbal just moved all on its own. These things have a mind of their own, I swear. Wonder if they have AI in them. But yeah, I don't know what this concrete is from. I mean, it's been here since I've been coming here, and it looks like it could have been like a lock on this side. They do have a lock on the other side, way down. It was for, you know, maintaining the levels of the lake so that it didn't get too high. No longer functions, obviously. I think the last time they were actively down here, like Standish, Fort Hansel and all them, it was like maybe sometime in the 60s. I remember people putting up comments on the videos saying they remember coming here when they were kids and ice skating in the winter and camping in the summer and stuff like that. But enough stalling. Time to see if I fall. There are some of you who have been with me since the beginning of my channel, back in February of 2020, who have been patiently waiting to see a fall, and they have not yet seen it. It happened twice so far in my filming, but I was not recording at the time, unfortunately. The one time I really wish I was, because I did a flip and twisted in the air and landed on my back. Made sure I kept the gimbal safe. Alright. We're getting there. I think this is about where my foot went in the water. Or actually, I think it was up here. We're almost there. You have to step on this old tire rim. But thankfully it's pretty stable. Whoa. I know you didn't catch that, but it was this rock right here. It moved. Took me off guard there for a second. We did it. We did it. Oops. All right. Made it across. Sorry for the rapid movements here. I don't know what's going on with my gimbal. And it's down that way. It's hard to see because of all the bushiness, but that's where the wall broke open. But right now I'm gonna stop recording so I can go through there and still respect the privacy of others. I tell you what, that guy is super nice, man. Glad I met him. Now we just got to get out of here. Well, definitely a surreal and interesting experience. You know, I might come down here and meet up with that guy again, see if maybe he wants to do some kind of interview or something, you know, maybe not. You know, some people, they're a little more humble than that, and they don't, you know, they just want to live and exist and survive. But he was definitely a good guy, and he said most of the people down here are very good. They're just looking to survive, you know. And he said that the only people that cause trouble here are the ones that are like, you know, fly by night. Like they come by, they set up camp, they destroy stuff, leave trash all over the place, and then leave. He said, but for the most part, people here are just, like I said, trying to survive, trying to live. And, you know, they're good people. So that was very, very cool. So thank you for coming along on this much awaited adventure, the revisit of Dinosaur Lake, air quotes around the word lake. And I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed making this video. Please make sure you give this video a thumbs up. It's right there beneath the video. Costs you nothing, and it helps me immensely with the YouTube algorithm. Also, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Once you do that, hit the notification bell, and that way you'll be sure to be notified when I upload new videos or when I go live, which I try to do at least once a week or so. And don't forget to check out my merch shop. Link for that is in the description, as well as the link to the first video that I did here. And again, keep in mind the video quality was not as good as this one, but it was still a very informative video, and a lot of people seem to like it. So go check that out. You'll get to see how nervous I sound in that, and how awkward I am when I'm on camera in the beginning. But I guess for now, I'll wrap this up, and I will see you all in the next one. Make sure you stay safe, stay healthy, and take care.